Hello, my name is Olman Casada, and I'm a project manager at TNS Roofing Systems. Today, we're going to take you through the step-by-step process of the roof replacement of this house behind me. This historic home is located in Miami and was built in the early 1930s. The Spanish-influenced architecture is typical of the homes built in this period in Coral Gables, Miami Beach, and Coconut Grove. Ever wondered what makes a roof last significantly longer than others? Well, in this video, we will demonstrate the complexity of properly replacing a roof and illustrate the best industry practices used today that go above and beyond minimum code requirements. We encourage you to use this video to educate yourself on the workmanship and materials required at critical roof areas that maximize performance and aesthetic value. We also welcome contractors to utilize this video for training purposes. One of the most critical areas in any roof is where the roof meets a wall section. This is called the wall flashing, and it's one of the first areas that fails and causes roof leaks. This wall flashing has been repaired, and the contractor simply installed the flashing on top of the wall. Although this is acceptable per code, it is the worst method aesthetically and performance-wise. This circular roof will require an expert technique and artistic approach, as it is the main feature of the facade of the house. The valley is the area where two roof slopes meet and create a space for water to run off. Most contractors do not cut the tiles properly and just patch the valley with concrete. With time, this concrete cracks and creates leaks. The flat roof is only 7 years old and is not leaking. However, to extend its life for another 20 years, we're going to install a Siloflex waterproofing system over the existing roof. Upstairs, there is evidence of water leaking caused by the failed flashing at the chimney. Since the entire ceiling upstairs does not have a drop ceiling, it lacks insulation, which makes the room very hot during the summer and cold during the winter. So we will be installing roof insulation on the roof to solve this problem. It's 7 a.m. and the office team begins preparing for the day. Now it's time to get to work. It's 8 o'clock in the morning and the delivery truck has already arrived with the materials. The crew quickly gets to work, protecting the property where necessary. Gas tanks and AC equipment are covered with plywood to protect them from falling objects, as well as the windows at the area where we will be working. Plywood boards are also laid on the ground to protect the grass from the dump truck tires and worker traffic. Furniture in the room beneath the exposed ceiling is covered with tarps to prevent damage from dust and falling particles. Once the property is protected, the crews get to work. First, they strip the old roof down to the wood deck. After we have cleaned the deck from all old roofing material, it's time to perform carpentry. First, we remove all the boards that have rotted from contact with water. As expected, the decking around the chimney has rotted from the roof leaks we saw earlier. Then we install new boards and fasten them into the trusses. If a rotted or termite damaged truss member is discovered, it must be reinforced before it is concealed with the new decking. Addressing and properly reinforcing damaged trusses are where poor companies cut corners because the area is hidden after the decking is replaced. Renailing the existing deck is vital because it prevents the boards from warping and tearing the roofing paper. This very important process is commonly overlooked by many contractors. After the 2x4 wood blocks are installed, the insulation boards are set, the location of the trusses are marked, and the boards are screwed into place. After all the insulation boards are installed, we install our 30-pound anchor sheet with tin caps and ring shank nails. Although the code requires a minimum spacing of 12 inches, we nail them at 5 inches on the laps and 8 inches on the field for maximum performance. Upon further inspection of the chimney area, we discover an antique water collection and storage system that needs to be eliminated. After eliminating the water storage unit, we will replaster the chimney to its original architecture. Next, the wall is cut on the lower level roof to remove the wall flashings behind the plaster. As mentioned previously, wall flashings are the areas that always fail first. As expected, the wood decking along the wall flashing area is rotted from water intrusion and will need to be replaced. Before installing the new flashings at the wall area, the wall is cut back to fit the new flashing. A generous layer of flashing cement is first applied. After the wall area is properly sealed, flashings are set in place over the cushion provided by the flashing cement. If not enough flashing cement is applied, the flashings will rust and fail prematurely. Most contractors do not cut the wall area and remove the old flashings because it's not required by code. However, doing so is the best in terms of performance and appearance. After the flashings are secured and sealed, fresh stucco is applied to the areas to conceal the flashing and match the wall. At the window area, a wood board is used to frame the stucco perfectly. Houses without overhangs can be aesthetically improved by adding fascia board at the gables. Although not required by code, it gives the area a nice contrast once the gable tiles are installed. To improve ventilation in the attic, vents are installed to allow rising hot air to escape. There are different options for the second layer of paper called tile underlayment. Here we are using GAF Underroof, a self-adhering rubber material that comes with a 15-year warranty from GAF, since TNS Roofing Systems is a Master Elite certified installer of the product. To prevent the new stucco on the wall flashings from cracking and to provide additional reinforcement, we apply a Siloflex waterproofing system along all the wall flashings. The first coat of Siloflex pink is applied directly over the new stucco. Siloflex fabric is then installed over the first layer of Siloflex pink. The fabric serves as a reinforcement of the waterproofing system. After the fabric is installed, a second coat of Siloflex pink is applied directly over the fabric. The importance of installing Siloflex or another waterproofing system along the wall flashings cannot be stressed enough. Although the code does not require waterproofing wall flashings, doing so is a difference between a 15-year roof and a 30-year roof. After the pink, fabric, and pink assembly has cured for a day, a layer of Siloflex white finish coat is applied to complete the Siloflex waterproofing system. Before the tile is loaded, red chalk lines are marked on the roof to set the pattern of the tile installation. Ridge metals are then installed to allow the ridge tiles to be adhered with polyfoam. The tile that was chosen is a clay tile from Colombia called Santa Fe. The profile is Spanish S and the color is Fume. Concrete mortar is first installed on the perimeter of the roof and will serve as the eave closure. They also serve the purpose of allowing water to drain out of the roof and for a nice aesthetic finish. The tiles are then adhered to the roof using a spray foam patty system with a product called Polyfoam. This foam is used on 90% of the roofs in South Florida because it has a much greater resistance than the concrete and does not make holes in the underlayment like screws. After a minute of being sprayed, the foam rises and creates a permanent bond to the tile. Gable tiles are nailed to the fascia board that was installed earlier. The fascia board provides a better contrast and dimension than just installing the gable tile against the wall. The eave closures are then formed taking special care that the concrete bonds to the tile to provide additional reinforcement. The drip edge metal is then cleaned before the concrete dries and a hole is punctured to drain any water that manages to get through the tiles. At the wall flashing areas, concrete is installed under the tile to provide a nice cushion. Then concrete is installed over the tile for a nice finish. Ridge tiles are then installed after spraying foam on the ridge metal and a concrete patty on the sides for the finish. Although not required by code, the ridge metal we use is perforated, allowing foam to expand through the holes, which provides an adhesive bond and a mechanical attachment when it dries. The circular roof cupola requires experience and talent. This particular installation method is a combination of a concrete and a foam patty system. A roof will not look perfect until all the tiles are wiped down and the concrete mortar is scrubbed. Many companies overlook this important detail. When the concrete has strengthened, but before it fully dries, rubbing a moist cloth on it gives it a real nice and smooth finish. Lastly, our signature touch, the concrete gable head. Many companies do not take advantage of the finished touch a beautiful gable head can give the roof. Our gable styles are second to none. On the flat roof, first we prime the existing roof surface with the first coat of Celoflex pink. Then Celoflex fabric is applied over the first pink layer. The fabric is a layer that reinforces the entire Celoflex system. After the fabric, a second layer of Celoflex pink is applied over the entire roof. After the pink, fabric, and pink layers have cured for about 24 hours, 2 layers of Celoflex white finish coat is applied to complete the Celoflex waterproofing system.